is working just fine. Yeah. Why is that? Uh-oh. It's Tuesday. The day that time forgot. How did this happen? How did we all kind of stumble into the same strange environment together? And I need to ask one question. Who's this guy? Who's this guy over here? What's he doing hanging out here? This guy and me, we go back a long ways. We go back to the mid-'80s, to my Macintosh SE. I drew that guy on MacDraw back in the day. And he's been my logo ever since. In case you don't believe me, you see, there he is again, hanging out, being cool. He doesn't get a lot of exposure anymore, so I just thought I'd throw him up there for a bit. See you, Mr. Crazy Face. Anyway, I trust we all are well, that we are... I'm trying out a new experimental hand tonight. That's right. Not that one. No, this one. Yeah. I think that one is working a lot better than this one. But, you know, it's a crapshoot. You know what it is? It's Tuesday, the day the time forgot. Who's going to know? You guys aren't going to tell, are you? Okay. They're right there. Wait a minute. Well, not that it makes a huge amount of difference. I don't have it turned up very loud, but cover your ears. This is going to be a crunch. Yeah, crunch. See, not a lot of difference, but...
clinging to the reason I asked you here, still peering through the periscope. I look around and see plastic opportunity. I pick it up and there's only hope. Blame it all on some backlit fantasy of spending too long staring out at the sun. Just think if I could sing and we could listen with the radio on, with the radio on, yeah. Coffee's cooking and the bulbs are all burning, and last drops of some midnight fuel. Sometimes I'm choking on something that's broken, and sometimes I'm polishing up a jewel. Up and down is my pattern of living, and I know it ain't a whole lot of fun. Just think if I could sing and we could listen with the radio on, with the radio on, yeah. Hides inside a mound of emotions, and we miss the things that we need the most. This may not seem like any courageous moment, but I'll change the diaper, you make the toast. Blame it all on some backlit fantasy of spending too long staring out at the sun. Just think if I could sing and we could listen with the radio on, with the radio on, yeah, with the radio. Radio, radio on, radio on, radio on, yeah.
Yeah. How's it going, folks? How you doing? It's Tuesday again. How did that happen? Seems like it's been about 2 days. Doesn't it? Doesn't it seem weird to you people? Hello? Anybody? Right, toss-up question. Go ahead. Doesn't it seem like there's 2 Tuesdays per week now? I don't know. I don't know about you people. I don't know about any of you people. You're all of questionable character, you know, for hanging out here, for coming back week after week. People are going to start to talk, you know. Yeah. So is everybody sharing this to their Facebook pages? Just how pleased are you to be here? Look who's here. 'Tis the appendage. The hand. Excuse me.
I didn't have enough time to tell you that Pam, your birthday buddy, is here.
Pam! Good. Pamela Susan Birdwell, my birthday buddy. Yeah, you know, I was talking about birthday buddies somewhere, and I forgot to mention Pam. Holly Trout is here. Oh, my God. Holly Trout Cooper. Hey, wifey. Good to see you. Or good to, you know, see you, as they say. Ann and Robert are here. Bill Williams here. Cindy Clark is here. Yay! Kat Eggleston and John Dowley, too. Once again, I'm underdressed. What can you say? Katrina Knight, Ken and Julie Higgins. Yes! Mark Kenny. Mug is here. Isn't that Abercrombie Fufufnik? No, that is not Abercrombie Fufufnik, Marion. I'm sorry. That's Mr. Crazy Face. Whole different picture. We'll talk. Scott and Rhonda are here. Kyle Gresham! Kyle! How you been? It's been so long since we spoke. Talked to Kyle this afternoon. Monica Halverstadt. Kelly Murphy. Kelly! Long time no talk to. How the heck are you? And Kathy Brewer. Kathy and Loris. You guys, you know, like I said, you keep coming back like this. People are going to start talking. There's going to be rumors floating around. Okay, so. Yes, indeed. I'm waiting for one particular person. Kathleen, hi. Pam's here. Holly. Oh, my goodness. Goodness gracious. Joseph Webb's here. Yay. Val Sanford is here. Frank Vernon. Frank Vernon is lurking. Obviously, he's trying to protect his reputation. I believe he's, you know, he probably holds some kind of responsible position in the community, unlike the rest of us. Linda Rosales, happy Tuesday to Linda. Linda's in Colorado. Colorado. That's right, Colorado.
Arthur and the Marlboro Man are banging in their shrouds. Glowing faces playing much too loud. Tempered but still testifying, donate to their cause. Accidentally drown them in applause. Loosen your last gray gram of guilt, give it away. Don't you know it's Faked Awareness Day? Take out all your pocket planners, please be organized. One more stack of plastic passing by. Look through all the recent papers, try and act surprised. Boycott started sometime last July. Stuff some recycled envelopes, they'll pay you to stay. They must know it's Faked Awareness Day. Ba-do-da-do-da-do, feeling groovy. Ba-do-da-do-da-do, feeling done with the clipboards on your porch. They expect you to pay. Don't they know it's Faked Awareness Day? You went to the Hilltop Mall to register to vote. Plastic Jesus hung inside your coat. You don't know whose name you wrote. It was dark and the pencil broke. Jam your good intentions down their throats. Pass out your poison, handshake them, push them out of the way. They should know it's Faked Awareness Day. Pass out your poison, handshake them, push them out of the way. They should know it's Faked Awareness. Read the book and couldn't care less. Go to sleep, you can't repair this day. Arthur and the Marlboro Man.
Couple old chestnuts there from the what was that album? What was that album called? That one, you know, that one back there. Yeah, Lifelike. That's what it was called. I think those were from that album. So, quite a lineup tonight. Not of songs, not of guests, but of cups. Someone out there knows what I'm talking about. Thanks, Mel. Thanks, Tim and Demetra. And finally, thank you, Rick Lewis. Rick Lewis in the house sent me my old Twisp River mug, my old Twisp River stein from the Twisp River pub in where else? Twisp. There it is. This baby is a large capacity. Holds a pint of their finest ale. I think the Twisp River IPA was my favorite. I don't know. There were several. And I was always up for trying a new one. Rick, I owe you. You'll hear from me. But Rick, I don't know how, I can't remember the story. What was the story? There was a story about how Rick came upon this because the Twisp River pub is no longer operating. But there was a time when if you donated to the building fund, you got a custom-made mug. And I've had two of them. I had one at the first pub, which burned down. I had one at the second pub, which partially burned down. They were able to salvage the second one. So now it is back in my sweaty little mitt. And I'm telling you, I'm loving this. I am loving this, sir. Thank you so much. Rick and Kathy both. Coming back to you. Coming back. The Hand, once again.
And here I was rushing in to tell you that Rick Lewis was here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But
Rick Lewis is here.
but there are also
Sorry.
some unexpected guests.
Unexpected guests?
Patsy Kenny.
Patsy!
Wondering whether, she's just asking if this is life. She's asking from another planet.
She's asking if this is real life. Oh, Frank Vernon, Linda Rosales, Rick, Don Nolan. Hey, Don. And Kathleen Molesky Stack. Ah, yes. Thank you. Hey, before I go on, I sent out an email this last week, and I do this, maybe once, maybe twice a month at the most. I send out a little email blast, It used to be intended to publicize where I'd be playing around town in the next few weeks or something like that. I'd send out an occasional thing. I've got, a couple hundred names on an email list and stuff like that. I sent out one this last week kind of talking about the whole issue with my hand and what I've been dealing with. And man, I heard back from people. Conversations are starting. And I was just like, yes, I want this. Because, usually when you do a gig, there's a break in the middle. And you can get off the stage and you can talk to people and you can say hi to people and you can hug people and you can welcome people and it can be great. And then after the show, if there's anybody left, there usually is. No, I'm just kidding. There's usually a few people left, and then you can socialize for a while. That's what's missing here. I don't get to do any of the minglage. Diane gets to mingle the whole time. I'm doing this thing. I can't be doing the minglage. So it's nice to hear back from people and be able to do a little minglage. I wanted to say thank you to some people. I wanted to thank, first of all, my best friend, Tim Swiger, he and I talk to each other 5 days a week. We record. I go for a walk in the morning. I record audio and I email it to Tim. Tim walks in the afternoon. He records audio in response to my audio. He emails it to me. I listen to it in the morning before I go on my walk and blah, blah, blah. That's how we carry on a good day-to-day part of our relationship. There's also an in-person factor and a FaceTime thing once in a while. Jim Page called me on the phone this week and just to talk because we hadn't talked in a while because, people... Are we forgetting that there are still things like phone calls? And that still works. That kind of technology, that still works. People can do that. But Mark Kenny wrote back. He sent me a poem that I absolutely loved. Thank you, Mark. That was great. Patrick McInnes, old friend, first student buddy, just wrote me a quick little hello and said he loved me. I said, I love you too, Patrick. It was great to hear from Patrick. Pitt McCaslin, who is the guy I've been dealing with since the mid-'80s, who used to do cassette duplication. Now he does CD packaging and he's got a guy there, Tim Braun, who does graphics for him, and Pip. It's realtimepip.com is his website. He still does CD duplication if you're into that kind of thing. He's right here local, been a local business since the mid-'80s, and he used to he used to do real-time duplicating of cassettes back in the day. Lunatic Cafe, Right at the Light, stuff like that. Who else? Mike Buckman wrote to me. Dr. Phil Eaton, who was my English department advisor at Whitworth College back in the late 70s and the early 80s. Then he went on to become president of Seattle Pacific University, was that for many, many years. Now is retired and living down in California. I heard from Phil. I heard from my old friend Ken Dodge, who was the manager of the J.K. Gill store at 4th and Pine when I worked down there back in the Sacred Ground, those kind of days when I was writing those songs, Old Town, stuff like that. Ken Dodge, he lives back in Iowa now. He's a psychologist. Greg Deere from up in Snohomish wrote to me. Thank you, Greg. Great to hear from you. Deputy Don Ashford, my old compadre from KVLR, Kevlar, Bulletproof Radio, and TWISP. Now is the owner-operator of KRTT, The Root, up there in TWISP. Deputy Don. Hal Brooks from down in Florida wrote back. Haven't heard from Hal in a while. A guitar player extraordinaire. You hear him on my albums. If you got my albums, you hear Hal. Kyle Gresham, who's in the house tonight, made contact. David Maloney of Riley and Maloney fame was writing, and we exchanged a couple of messages back and forth. Judy Kaplan, great performer here in the local area, great interpreter of song. Corky Cordisco from up there in Snohomish. Corky! Great to hear from you, too. Scott and Rhonda Higgins, of course, who are in the house tonight. Scott wrote a beautiful response, which I am grateful for, sir. David Gertz, my next-door neighbor. Yeah, who probably is sick to death and wishes he could pound on the wall and say, shut up in there. But, he's a very tolerant guy, and probably his hearing might be going a little bit, too, which is good. Linda Hunvan, who I have known since I was born, wrote a nice response to me. I just wanted to say thanks. And if anybody wants to receive that little email blast that I send out once, maybe twice a month, tops, and it's usually, a half a page of whatever, personal message me your email address, and I'll add you to the list if you're not already on it. Okay? All right. This is great. This is fabulous. This is wonderful. So the hand is semi-operational. It's kind of, depends on the song. We'll see how it goes. I was okay for radio on. Faked Awareness Day was a little dicey. It's like you want to put, the finger is supposed to go right here. It's a little bit, it's like a quarter of an inch, eighth of an inch, just a couple of millimeters off, just enough to make the string buzz or do something weird. But what are you going to do? This is too much fun for me to miss. I am sorry. So, So I kind of customized my set list tonight around songs that I can play, if that's okay. So then it may be that you've heard maybe a couple of these too recently and stuff, and so, you'll probably all leave and I'll be here all by myself and I'll get really, kind of forlorn and stuff like that. But I'll keep playing just because I enjoy this. I enjoy playing even though it hurts. The difference between this hand and this hand is this hand, when I play, I don't feel it. I don't feel any of the tinglies, any of the numbness, any of the ache in it, This one, first of all, it hurts a lot worse. Second of all, it hurts all the way down, but when I press on the guitar, the pain goes right into my hand and just kind of stays there. So it makes it a little more challenging, but hey, what's life about it but not, meeting a challenge, right? Hello? Hello? Is this on? Hello? Anybody? Okay. Just checking.
Damn right, baby, I'm tight. I plan to stay that way for the rest of the night. There ain't enough on the news to tell who's wrong and who's right. I did a little drinking so I could stop thinking, and now I drink, you think too much. All of this is just a mirage. The military complex, the mortar barrage. Step into my new mental montage. Well, I did a little drinking so I could stop thinking, and now I drink, you think too much. Well, I was thinking about the Russians again. It's a confrontation nobody wins. And the next thing I knew, I was diluting my vodka with gin. Now don't try to argue with me. I turned off my head when I turned on the TV. I'm gonna sprout some roots and make like a tree. Well, I did a little drinking so I could stop thinking, and now I drink, you think too much. Well, I was thinking about the CIA. It's a symptom of moral decay. When you're lying in bed and you still gotta watch what you say. Now baby, I think you understand how a thinking man's head can get all out of hand. Well, I got no solutions, but I did have a plan. Well, I did a little drinking so I could stop thinking, and now I drink, you think too much. Well, I did a little drinking so I could stop thinking, and now I drink, you think too much.
There you go. Wait, Cat, you know Patsy? Wait a minute, what's going on here? There's some cross-pollination going on here. What's going on? Lynette, hi. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be distracted by the scroll. I'm sorry. I am supposed to be focused. I am, laser focused on the performance and nothing but the performance. Like my t-shirt? Thank you. Still wearing the comfort shirt. Still need it. Seems like each week I need it a little bit more. There's something about the comfort shirt. It makes it all okay. Okay. I sense the presence. Sam Weiss is here? Really? Wow. Larry, Lynette and Larry, Rebecca Lewis, Sam Weiss. Use the tuner, Bill. Remember? That's why it's there. See, with Holly in the bill, she's got like perfect pitch. She's gonna be able to tell if there's the slightest. She was always very critical too of my tuning, Holly. Yeah, I think that's something that went wrong in the marriage. I never really dealt with that. Oops, sorry.
wandered into a valley full of wine. For 15 years he's avoided the warning signs. His voice on the phone is the voice of the rain. You can hear the cells dying in the meat of his brain. He's wandered into a valley full of wine. He paints a self-portrait of the tireless renegade. He doesn't recognize his own face as it starts to fade. We all try to tell him, but he just doesn't know. There's that image to feed and that pain to control. He paints a self-portrait of the tireless renegade. Sit in a circle and try to imagine home. His friends and his family weaving a slender robe. We can't feel guilty and we can't look away, because behind cloudy eyes there's a reason to pray. We sit in a circle and try to imagine home. Wandered into a valley full of wine, and the hands of a poet bear the warning signs. His voice on the phone is the voice of the rain. You can hear the cells dying in the meat of his brain, and the hands of a poet bear the warning signs. He's wandered into a valley full of wine. There you go. There you go. There you go. Sheesh, Pam Boulding is here. Hi, Pam. Oh, that means Phil's here too. Are you guys? I'm getting to know people. It's cool. I like it. It's worth it. It's all worthwhile. What's he talking about? I don't know. You tell me. I don't know. Sometime tonight, Bill. Oh my goodness. Oh golly. Hold on. Little Les Paul marching powder here. That's what's needed. That's right, my friend. That's right.
Don't try this at home. Without inviting me.
Waiting for the perfect moment, a time when she least expects it. You're gonna finally tell her how you really feel. How long you gonna wait for the right word? How long you gonna wait for the right time? Gonna starve while you're waiting on the harvest moon. How long you gonna wait? Waiting for the ride that might not come. Waiting for the day you don't feel dumb. Waiting in the rain is fine for some. How long you gonna wait? You're waiting till you think she's ready. You're waiting till the market's steady. You're waiting till the kids are out of school. You're waiting till you get a haircut. You're waiting till you lose that 10 pounds. You're waiting till you deal with all of your shit. How long you gonna wait? How long you gonna wait for the right word? How long you gonna wait for the right time? Gonna starve while you're waiting on the harvest moon. How long you gonna waiting for the ride that might not come? Waiting for the day you don't feel dumb. Waiting in the rain is fine for some. How long you gonna wait? How long you gonna wait? You're waiting for the next reunion, though they happen only once every 10 years. Still you never wanna feel just spoke too soon. How long you gonna? You're waiting for the hip replacement, and when you're done with the physical therapy, and you can finally walk without that cane. How long you gonna wait? How long you gonna wait for the right word? How long you gonna wait for the right time? Gonna starve while you're waiting on the harvest moon. How long you gonna waiting for the ride that might not come? Waiting for the day you don't feel dumb. Waiting in the rain is fine for some. How long you gonna? You're waiting for the perfect moment, a time when she least expects it. You're gonna finally tell her how you really feel. How long you gonna wait? How long you gonna wait?
That one didn't hurt a bit. Gee, I wonder why. Why didn't that one hurt? I don't know. I think I'm just going to keep playing that one over and over again for the rest of the night. What do you say? No? Okay. All right. Okay, people. All right. Be that way. Be that way. Excuse me. Poetry break! Poetry break! Poetry break! Okay. Segments. Can I see Lori Trout out there? I hope I did. Lori Trout. See, when I talk about phone calls, Lori Trout. Why haven't I called Lori Trout? I keep talking about calling Lori Trout and I haven't done it. You know what I think it is? We all think there's nothing new except more of the, and we get enough of that at home, right? But, so we got to think of other things to talk about. I'm sure there's things. Did everybody see this? Everybody see this? Rick Lewis, who's in the house tonight, found this and sent it to me. It's a relic from my past. And it's good. It's pint-sized. Yeah, you can get a lot of mystery beverage in there. That's what you can do. So, as I've been saying, we're getting farther into the questionable Bill Davie poems. You want me to keep reading my stuff? It's what's going to happen. So I got a fistful of them tonight. I'm going to start with the one I wrote this last week that I think might have scared Jim a little bit. I wrote it the morning, or actually it wasn't the day I felt the worst, but I pretended it was, because the poem is called The Worst. So this is all about the hand thing, or it starts there. The worst. This is the morning when I felt the worst. Maybe it's the scotch I drank last night, trying to round off the edge of pain, the one that has disabled my writing hand, my courting hand, my eating and drinking hand. The scotch seemed friendly and inviting as it swam into obscure corners of my consciousness, numbing my humiliation at the presidential debate, which had mortified the nation the night before, offending the planet with its childishness, and sending us all to our bottles and blunts for the neutral Switzerlands of nothingness. This is the morning that will wear off by noon. I'll inject myself with vitamins and courage, make notes in the margin of my pain manuscript, and ready for myself for the next worst morning, coming from my body, my bottle, or my government. That's the worst. So there's a couple here that are just that are kind of feather light, and I'm not sure that they're not just too light to actually be considered actual poetry. So let's see what happens. It's these next two that are an issue. This one's called Nice. Nice to notice a few things amid the violence of nerves. My writing hand is crawling with bugs, left shoulder burning inside out. Nice to convince the arm it can raise the coffee cup, shelve a jar, or cup another's hand. Nice to remember the loving world that lives with us, in us, especially when the screens are dark. That's for the hand. Yeah. This one is simply called Okay. I don't want to die yet. I can't remember ever enjoying life so much. Of course, there were times I wouldn't trade for anything. Of course, there were times I wouldn't trade for anything, even more of now. Those days had children in them, and the only real job I ever loved. It's because I was good at it. Those children will always be my favorite people on earth after you. So, not just yet, okay? Here's one, makes me think of all the Higginses in the audience tonight. It's called Mooching. Calm of high tide, rowing toward the cut. Fishing pole, tackle box, bucket of bait. Back before dark with something or nothing. Those hours in stillness wrote something on the mind or heart. The notebook, the slow accumulation of words made of moments. Salt water slapping the side of the boat, click of the reel, sinker hitting bottom, then up a few turns so the bait floats down where the rock cod roam. Birds flying out from trees on shore, gulls bobbing near the kelp bed, scraps of seaweed in the ripples. Tugboat towing barge of sawdust to the place where presto logs are made. Or huge rafts of logs down to the mills where sawdust is made. Lazy summer, lap of water, fishing pole and pen in fading light, rippled mirror, high tide calm. So those were pretty recent ones. This one is from 2013. It's called Nightfall on the Rubbish Heaps. I dedicate this to Terminal 91. Anybody, any first student people in the crowd will remember T91. It's where we used to have our North Base. I love T91. I just liked it was down there in the industrial part of town, the railroad tracks and these weird buildings that were doing something. A lot of open space and a lot of unsuspended particulate. You could go out anywhere in this probably 3-acre parking lot with a push broom, just start to sweep anywhere, and you'd start to get little black ash, diesel ash, from all the trains and all the semi-trucks. Nightfall on the rubbish heaps. Nightfall on the rubbish heaps, and I am counting my blessings. Glad to be among them, out here in the tumors, in the gray boxcar barrens. I'm in love with industrial landscapes more than I am with industry. This is where the scavenger birds come to feast on whatever causes that smell. We think it might be the breading they put on frozen fish fillets. We think it might be the brown stripes they paint on breakfast sausage patties. It's how you know they're fully cooked and ready to serve. The crows, seagulls, and pigeons know a good meal when they smell one. No need for daylight to point the way. This is where technology steps in to feed the hollow-eyed masses who live without sleep, thinking the American dream is what happens when we're awake, what happens between punching in and the mid-morning break. This one's a little fantasy. It's called Justice, from 2011. Justice. On the island, blackberry vines weave themselves into the landscape. They teach stones a thing or two about tenacity. When the alder that stood high over my grandfather's rifle on the morning of his first buck surrendered to wind last winter, the blackberry vines didn't feel a thing. By spring they had filled the hole its roots had left. They, the crows, insects, germs, are the most content forms of life. As long as there are living things, there will be dying things. That kind of justice has only a few favorites. All right, there you go. A little thin, I know. So I'm going to start dipping further back pretty soon. But first, how about a little whale day? This Billy Collins book came out this week. If you've been watching the Billy Collins live streams on Billy Collins' Facebook page, then you've probably heard some of the poems I'll be reading tonight. Billy Collins is great. You know what he is? I may have mentioned this before. He's casual. Casual. The hand is casually waiting in the
I'm sorry.
threshold.
I'm sorry to have.
You're
what I
sorry?
need to-
Get in here. There you go.
I had a request,
Thank you.
however.
Langley Davis. Hey, Langley. How are you? Langley was one of my poetry students. Uh-oh. She just heard that crap I just read. Sorry, Langley. It's gone downhill since you knew me. I'm going to read some of the ones that you might be familiar with next week. Langley says, razor blades, please. Sky in Tacoma. Did you add the title or did Langley know it? Langley?
What?
Did you add the title or did Langley know it?
She
The-
said razor blades, please.
Langley didn't know the title. Well, you folks that have been here before, you know how I feel about people that don't know the titles to my songs. They're all forgiven. Lynette wants to know if your poetry is in books for sale. And I'm sorry, Lynette, I know you emailed me a couple of weeks ago, and I never wrote back because I had nothing to say. My poetry is not currently available in books. I feel like I've been wanting to post everything of mine that I've read on these shows up on my Facebook page or something, but maybe I should make a book. Maybe I will make a book sometime. I should talk it over with the hand. But here's a book. Whale Day, it's called. Brand new from Billy Collins. Let's read some of these tonight. Because, you know, Billy Collins he's fluffy and stuffy. That's what he is. He's fluffy, and yet there's content. You know, there's content. This one starts, he always does a little preparatory poem before you get into the meat of the book. I think he learned that from William Stafford. I think he stole that idea from William Stafford, because Stafford used to do that too. So it starts with the function of poetry. I woke up early on Tuesday, made a pot of coffee for myself, then drove down to the village, stopping at the post office, then the bank where I cashed a little check from a magazine, and when I got home, I read some of the newspaper, starting with the science section, and had another cup of coffee and a bowl of cereal. Pretty soon it was lunchtime. I wasn't at all hungry, but I paused for a moment to look out the big kitchen window, and that's when I realized that the function of poetry is to remind me that there is much more to life than what I am usually doing when I'm not reading or writing poetry. Billy! Billy's in the house. This is called Paris in May. A teddy bear in a store window, 3 house painters waiting to cross a boulevard, a woman in a cafe, her red nails on a man's nape while she smokes. What are we to make of all this? In the church of Saint Sulpice, the Virgin holds her baby to her chest as she stands on the round earth, appearing to be unaware of the serpent she is crushing with one foot. Outside, 4 stone lions guard a fountain. Is this a puzzle I am meant to solve before the evening bells ring again? Here a man wearing a newspaper hat, there a child alone on a flowery balcony. An outdoor table at Rue Cassette seemed a good enough place to sort things out. And sure enough, after 2 milky green glasses of Pernod, the crowd flowed around me like a breeze, and I found a link between my notebook and the soft Parisian sky, both being almost the same pale shade of blue. Ah, Billy, we love you. This one's called Life Expectancy. On the morning of a birthday that ended in a 0, I was looking out at the garden when it occurred to me that the robin, on her worm hunt in the dewy grass, had a good chance of outliving me, as did the worm itself for that matter, if he managed to keep his worm head down. It was not always like this. For decades, I could assume that I would be around longer than the squirrel dashing up a tree, or the nightly raccoons in the garbage, longer than the barred owl on a branch, the ibis, the chicken, and the horse, longer than 4 deer in a clearing and every creature in the zoo, except the elephant and the tortoise, whose cages I would hurry past. It was just then in my calculations that the cat padded noiselessly into the room, and it seemed reasonable, given her bright eyes and glossy coat, to picture her at my funeral, dressed all in black, as usual, which would nicely set off her red collar. Some of the mourners might pause in their grieving to notice, as she found a place next to a labradoodle in a section of the church reserved for their kind. One more. We're running along here on the poetry. Oh, good. This is called Imperial Garden. Oh, wait. Do I want to read that one or do I want to read... Oh, darn it. Now I got to read Cremation. Cremation. It's much more cheery, as you can imagine. Cremation. It's half the binary of fire or earth, but the question of where one's ashes will go has many more answers than 2. Scattering is the option du jour, maybe over a favorite body of water, a lake where she learned to fish, an ocean he liked to stare into toward the end. Others pick multiple locations, a ballpark, a backyard, a rose garden, and the roof of a gym. And guess who's not there to divide the nearly weightless powder into equal parts? Shake your heads, but bear in mind that without a wish, you could end up in a coffee can on a high shelf, your widow glancing up, but not frequently enough, from an armchair. I've always thought hither and thither would make things easy on my survivors, who would dither, then, laughing, toss handfuls of me from a speeding convertible. But wouldn't the easiest spot of all be the nearby fireplace or Franklin stove, where I, who enjoyed walking amid the yellow-green trees of spring or the bare crisscross branches of winter, would at last be indistinguishable from the cinders of the maple, the mighty oak, and even the pale mountain ash? Now, I'm not sure how you heard it, but in my version, Bob Hope's wife asked her husband on his deathbed whether he wanted to be buried or cremated. Surprise me, replied the comic before expiring. That's a true story about Bob Hope, by the way. So we put Gregory Orr on hold for a week, but I'm going to come back to Gregory Orr because I find that extremely something. Healing, therapeutic. So we'll get back to concerning the book that is the body of the beloved. But I don't want to run too long tonight because, I gotta, you know what I'm saying? I want to play this one for Rick for the gift. Oh wait, I have to retune.
Starting out from Libby Creek, tent stakes and hair aches, old habits and new breaks, notice how it shows. Starting out from Libby Creek, garlic farm in the Met How, yes, veggie and no cow, notice how it shows. Starting out from Libby Creek, 100-year-old farmhouse, cat chasing a field mouse, notice where she goes. Starting out from Libby Creek, all day on a hillside, lose the boots and come inside, notice how it glows. Climb right out of your skin, trade your ends for begins, all your best friends dropping in. Yeah, yeah. Starting out from Libby Creek, backpacking to Oval Peak, the head is high and the legs are weak, notice how it shows. Starting out from Libby Creek, you can't dwell on the future, the here and now is so pure, notice how it shows. Climb right out of your skin, trade your ends for begins, all your best friends dropping in. Yeah, yeah. Starting out from Libby Creek, fell down and got bit, better walk in the creek and sit, you know how it goes. Starting out from Libby Creek, don't forget who you are here, far away from the city fear, and notice how it shows. Notice how it shows. Didn't really stick the landing on that one as well as I'd like, but got the finger thing going on. Hey kids, gather around. Gather around the ICU2 TV set. Guess whose birthday it is this week? Well, let's tell you. First of all, Kurt Strepp, Kelly LaRue, my stepbrother and sister. Happy birthday. It's their birthday today, along with Clay Ashford over there in the Met How. Happy birthday, Clay. Coming up on Wednesday, another Met Howian, or former Met Howian, Liz McDonald, formerly Liz McNutt. Happy birthday, Liz. I remember you, one of Alice's friends. On Thursday, Delaney Fisher, another one of Alice's besties. Happy birthday, Delaney, coming up. Deanna Kennison is coming up on Saturday, her birthday. Happy birthday, Deanna. Diane Arthur from up the Snohomish Way, up there Thumbnail Theater Way.
Happy birthday, Diane. On Monday, we got 4. Nelson Wright, local singer-songwriter of some note and some expertise. Mark Fernald, older brother of Crazy Dave Fernald. Yes, who's sometimes in the house. Mark? Dave, wish Mark a happy birthday for me if you see him. Sherry Biseger Jarvie from the neighborhood. From the old neighborhood where I grew up. Sherry, happy birthday. And singer-songwriter, folklorist, and just amazing human being, Linda Allen, also is celebrating a birthday on Monday. Yeah, those were Monday birthdays. There you go. Happy birthday to everybody. Everybody. Even the people that don't have birthdays. Happy birthday whenever your birthday is. Because, I've only got a couple of sources for finding these things out. Before I finish tonight, I should mention, coming up, I'm doing a forward promotion here. Coming up on Tuesday, the last Tuesday of this month, Tuesday, October 27th, which will be the day after the Hand's birthday, we are doing a special birthday concert for the Hand, and for all of you guys too. Myself and Kat Eggleston will be sharing the screen. We will be splitting the screen that night, trading songs back and forth. Kat is in the house right now. So, Kat, you're committed now. So Tuesday, October 27th, 7 p.m., same time, same channel, but we might go long that night on purpose. Yeah, because you got 2 people trading back and forth. And I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be great. Yeah. So, mark your calendars, have it tattooed on your arm somewhere or something like that, somewhere where you're bound to look, maybe the palm of your hand or something. Don't have to get extreme at all. I was just spitballing there. I was just throwing it up against the wall, see if it stuck. It didn't. Trust me. So I am looking forward to that. I would love to do one Tuesday a month with somebody else. So we're going to see how that works out. Maybe the last Tuesday of the month will become the new thing where there's a thing, something different, something to mix it up a little bit. Or not. Oh, I think we will. I think it's going to be great. All right.
Just a few lines of glory from a cloth pocket man. He's walking by the lakeside with a smooth rock in his hand. He's fallen far behind the ones who ride the public air to the place where they'll be dining and forget that he is there. Through doorways that are splintered, he rushes with his pen. To the diamond mines of poetry he falls with other men. And his morning's rainy echo strikes a pose for him to see. He drops down into mercy, folds his hands and takes a knee. Just a few lines of glory from a broken little hole. That string of ones and zeros we used to call the soul. He's ready to be called out for the things he couldn't say. There were deadfalls on the switchbacks that he couldn't clear away. Through thickets full of needles he rushes with his pen. Through the clear cuts of poetry he hikes with other men. And as daylight's redemption strikes a pose for him to see, he dips down into thankful, holds his hands and takes a knee. Just a few lines of glory to be read out when he's gone. From the second-hand store table that he built his days upon. From the dome below his desk lamp where he last called out to her. To the trellis of his pages and what he thought they were. To the dark he'll never speak of. He rushes with his pen toward the sunrise of poetry. He rides with other men. And if no one ever finds him or what he tried to be, may they all stand here and wonder, fold their hands and take a knee.
Oh well. Got a couple more, so we're going long again. I'm sorry. I know you've got other things. There's probably others, other live stream things that you're trying to get to. You probably got a Zoom meeting, a late Zoom meeting. It's Tuesday, the day that time forgot. So, if time forgot, we're not running long. We're right on time. Right? Right, people? Two more. I wanted to play this one for Kyle. Kyle liked this one. And Cindy likes this one too. I played it fine this afternoon, so.
Here comes Jason with his red rose tea. Here comes Ezra, he'll be looking for me. Down by the dumpster, down by the blowing debris. Gathered round the concrete tree. They're all looking for the temporary bed. Blankets from the stairwell, shoes from the dead. Rumor on the block say Ollie got a cave in his head. Wondered why his shirt was so red. Days are getting shorter, how can that be? Shots of Donald Trump keep me company. Myrtle's really sorry for the finger she broke. Used to take the bus, but now she's taking jokes. Hustling for newsprint, trying to get herself a new coat. Friendless at this end of her road. Andy couldn't yell, 'cause Andy couldn't talk. Andy found some pizza in a Domino's box. We found him on the chain link down by the ferry boat docks, hanging like a bag full of rocks. Days are getting shorter, how can that be? Shots of Donald Trump keep me company. Missy's from the mission and Missy's okay. Just don't mention Jesus or she'll keep you all day. Jesus would have liked her looking like an angel she prays. Don't hear much from Jesus these days. And here comes Jason with his red rose tea. Here comes Ezra, he'll be looking for me. Down by the dumpster, down by the blowing debris. Gathered round the concrete tree.
and Cindy. Okay, gang. We're almost there. Let's sing one. Let's sing one together, okay? Well, you know this one. I taught it to you a couple of weeks ago. You probably already knew. It was on my little trailer movie this week. I'm going to do it that fast. I'm going to do it at that speed. What do you think? Yeah, I think that'll wait. It'll be over quickly, and we can all move on to our next meeting. Okay. All right, then. Pete Seeger tune. You remember. Now, everybody needs to sing on this. If somebody next to you doesn't know it, you just teach it to your neighbor. It'll be fun. They'll get the idea. Once everybody starts singing, they'll get the idea. Right? Because I'm not sure all these people were here the other night when we played it. If I forgot to mention anything, I should mention that The Concrete Tree, the song I just played, was written in 1989. So the Donald Trump reference in that song, contextually different, but possibly resonant, as those things tend to be. Life shaped like that. Some parts of it shaped like that. Parts of it. Okay.
Well, may the world go, the world go, the world go. Well, may the world go when I'm far away. Well, may the world go, the world go, the world go. Well, may the world go when I'm far away. Well, may the world go, the world go, the world go. Well, may the world go when I'm far away. Well, may the world go, the world go, the world go. Well, may the world go when I'm far away. Got it? Well, may the skiers turn, the swimmers churn, the lovers burn. Peace may the generals learn when I'm far away. Well, may the world go, the world go, the world go. Well, may the world go when I'm far away. Well, may the world go, the world go, the world go. Well, may the world go when I'm far away. Sweet may the fiddle sound, the banjo play the old hoedown. Dancers swing round and round when I'm far away. Well, may the world go, the world go, the world go. Well, may the world go when I'm far away. Well, may the world go, the world go, the world go. Well, may the world go when I'm far away. Fresh may the breezes blow, clear may the streams flow, blue above and green below when I'm far away. Well, may the world go, the world go, the world go. Well, may the world go when I'm far away. Well, may the world go, the world go, the world go. Well, may the world go when I'm far away.
Two more.
Well, may the world go, the world go, the world go. Well, may the world go when I'm far away. Well, may the world go, the world go, the world go. Well, may the world go when I'm far away.
Pete! We hardly knew ye. There you go, gang. We made it again, didn't we? Didn't we? Didn't we? Coming in. Monica Halverstadt. Holly. So great to see you here, Holly. Patsy. Jim. Thanks, you guys. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for everything. thanks for everything. Mark your calendars for the 27th. But we'll be here, we'll be here a couple more Tuesdays before that, doing this normal thing, this regular thing. We'll see how old Mr. Lefty here is, how he does, yeah. Anyway, everybody's taking care of everybody, right? That's how this is supposed to work. Be in touch. If you want to be on the email thingy, ping me, and we can start a thing, a two-way kind of conversation. You know how it is? Yeah. I remember that too. Anyway, take care of yourselves. And remember, I'm very well taken care of. So I'll see you next week. Good night.